Hello everybody from the balcony on the Sea Princess on the last day of the cruise. And would you believe it is the first day that I've actually been able to stand out on the balcony and the wind's not blowing a gale and the sun's shining, and it's behind me, so I hope there's not too much light. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was it's amazing what you can get out of something when you put your mind to it. There are a couple of tours that we went on which didn't turn out as expected, but it's amazing just how much I was able to get out of them. One of the tours was the In the Footsteps of the Lord of the Rings tour. It was cold, it was raining, it was miserable, and we were sort of puddling through the mud, and it was just, really not great. But it was surprising how much I enjoyed it, even though there wasn't anything to touch except the arch, the arch where they go off on their trip. They go, does it look all right?
Yeah, it looks fine.
They go off, say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. It's Mum. We got to go through a replica of the arch that they went through on their trip when they left, the Fellowship left, and that was kind of cool to stand in the arch. But most of it was just standing in a park going, oh, this is the park where Gandalf and Saruman went for a walk, and this is where Elrond's house was built, and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, whatever. But I got so much out of the stories, hearing how the movie was made and the things they had to do, and the stories about the horses and everything. It was really cool. So I got a huge amount out of that. And then there was Hobbiton. Walking through, there really wasn't anything to touch except the doorway to a hobbit hole, but I got so much out of that. I was starting to think, oh, this was a bit of a waste of time. But then I thought, hey, I'm walking through a village. This is really cool. The birds are singing, and there's so many birds in New Zealand, my gosh. The birds were singing, and there was, they'd even lit a fire, so there was smoke coming out of one of the houses, and I could smell that, and just hearing about, things like, the washing on the line of the hobbit houses, and how they had, the hobbits had all different occupations. There was the cheesemonger, and there was the fisherman, and the baker, and all the different, hearing about all the different little houses we passed. It was kind of like going through a real little village. It was really cool. So, when things don't look so rosy, think about the good stuff, the good things that you can see in what's happening in your day if it's not going so well. So there's my word of wisdom from the Tasman Sea. Actually, no, we're not the Tasman Sea anymore. I think we're off Lord Howe Island. So, yeah, enjoy.